Hello traders, welcome to another exciting video on Trading Channel. In this video, we're going to be exploring a new strategy called the K-based strategy. And in this video, I'm going to be walking you guys through on how the strategy works. We're going to be exploring the performance. I'm going to be showing the code behind the strategy, coded in MT4. And at the end of this video, I hope you'll be able to understand how the strategy works and use the strategy to maybe further advance or add it into your trading strategy, or maybe you also be able to build your own custom strategy in MT4 for the MetaTrader 4 platform. So let's quickly dive in. What is the K-based strategy? Now, this strategy is a kind of reversal strategy that depends on the K value to detect a reversal on the current trend in the direction of the market. Okay, so let me explain here. Looking at this chart here right now, you can see that this is a downtrend because the fast moving average is currently below the slow moving average. All right, so it's currently in a downtrend, and if you go down further here, you can see where it took the trade. All right, you can see where it took the trade. So why exactly did it take this trade here? Okay, let me just take this down a little bit. Okay, so why exactly did it take this trade here? Now, like I said earlier, the trading strategy depends on the K value or the K ratio in order to detect a reversal in the trading strategy. All right, so let's look at this value here. All right, the K is the absolute value of the difference between the open and the close. All right, which is the estimated length of a candle bar. All right, and that value divided by the current volume, all right, of the same candle is the K value. All right, now when we talk about the K ratio, we are looking at the current value over the previous value. All right, so in this scenario here, we are looking at the candle 1 divided by the candle 2. Now, when you look at these two candles here, you can see that they had very similar volumes. In fact, the candle 1 had a lower volume than the candle 2. All right, and you can see that the candle bar here has a higher length than the previous candle. Look at the ratio here. All right, the K ratio, it's very high. All right, so we monitor that K ratio, and whenever the value is over 30, there is likely to be a reversal upwards. As you can see here, there's likely to be a reversal in the upwards direction. All right, so let's look at the performance of this strategy. I did a quick back test of the strategy from 2021, the 1st of 1st down to the 2023, which is the current date. The time frame is the M15 time frame. I'm currently using a spread of 2, and if we go over the expert properties here, please kindly ignore these first 4 properties as they don't belong to this trading strategy. I'm going to be explaining that when we go over the code. The first thing we can look at here is the stop loss, which is set at 170 pipettes. All right, and then the take profit, which is also set at 310 pipettes, and then the risk, which is set at 1.0. all right, which means we are risking 1% of our accounts per trade. We also have the K ratio, which I explained to you guys as the K ratio is the K of the first candle divided by the K of the second candle. All right, so as you can see here, you can see the current absolute length of this candle. It definitely tells you that there's going to be a huge difference. All right, in fact, this candle had a lower volume than this, so there will definitely be a very high K ratio here. And so we set our K ratio to 37, which means once we have a K ratio higher than 37, we are to enter a trade, all right, in the reversal direction of the trend. Now we have the lower MA set to 20 and the higher MA set to 20. 60 rather, and this means that we can only enter the trade when the lower MA is below the higher MA for buy trade, and enter a sell trade when the lower MA is above the higher MA. All right, so let's look at this strategy performance here. I'm just going to show you guys the graph to look how this strategy works. And for the reports, you can see here we had about 103% profits. We had 254 trades in a period of about 2 years, which is about 1 trade per 2 days, right? And you can see the drawdown is about 8.66%. The short positions one is about 47.59%, and the long positions one is about 44.95%. Right, so you can check this out. I'm going to be uploading these results as well as this expert advisor on Trading Kernel Stack, so feel free to head over there and download this strategy. All right, I don't recommend that you use it immediately into your trading system and start trading it. You can backtest it, run it on a demo account, find out how it works, and the most important thing is to understand how this trading strategy works. All right, so we've done a little bit of explanation here. Let's head over to the code. Let me show you guys how this code works, as well as how I build softwares in MT4. All right, so this is the simple code here. All right, and when you look at it, you're going to be surprised. The code is very small. What's happening. So at Trading Kernel here, we build softwares using include files. All right, so we have a lot of include files that helps us solve a lot of problems. So when we are building our overall strategy, we don't need to add everything into one file. We can just include them in the files and then run the strategy. All right, so you can see some of the include files we have here. We have the trading functions, which helps us to execute our trading functions, for example the buy entry and the sell entry. And we also have the key trading conditions, which are the trading conditions for this default strategy. Right, so we set the magic number to 9999 for those of you who want to use this magic number in the future. And we also are running this expert advisor every tick. So once there's a tick, we check if there is no open trades. So if that's set to false, we can proceed to check our default trading conditions. We have the buy trading condition, and once that is true, we can execute a buy entry. All right, and once that is set to a sell trading condition, we can also execute a sell entry. Right, so let me just go into the trading conditions file. This is the trading conditions file for the case system strategy. Right, so in our case systems file, you can see that we included our indicator library, and our indicator library is more like an include file as well, that includes almost all the custom indicators that we need in order to develop our trading strategy. All right, this indicator library is currently updated, and updated files are posted to Trading Kernel Stack. So we imported that here. Just gonna go to the indicator library here and show you guys how it is. So you can see a copy of how it is here. We have a lot of methods here. Right, so I'm just going to go back to our trading conditions, and so we have our K ratio, which are the values that we check for here, and we have our trading conditions, which is set to an integer. All right, these are a trading conditions method, and we set the initial value to 0, right, which is a neutral position. And then we have our buy condition. So like I said earlier, if the open is greater than the close, all right, and the K ratio is greater than the K ratio. All right, so let's look at the get K ratio here. You can see the get K ratio method here. All right, so we set our default values. We get the absolute value of the bar 1 and the bar 2. Remember, if you're on this current candle here, this is the first bar, this is the second bar, this is the third bar, this is the fourth bar, and that's how it goes. All right, in case you want to loop down, you're going to loop incrementally. All right, so this is the first bar, this is the second bar, and this current bar is set as 0. All right, so let's proceed here. So we are getting the absolute value of the candle length. we are making sure that these values are not zero so that we don't get an error, and we divide these values by the current volume signals. We also make sure the results we get are not equals to 0, and then we get our key ratio, which we will return here. All right, so once we return this value here, we check if it's greater than the current key ratio, which we set as 37. If that is the value, all right, we check if the custom MA, all right, is less than the custom MA. All right, and then we also check that here as well. Please forgive me, this is the open and the close. We need to make sure that the close is greater than the open. Signifies that one is a bullish candle. All right, if we are going to sell, this candle has to be bullish, and if you're going to buy, this candle has to be bearish, which is what you see here. All right, maybe in the future we are going to take this out and then check how it performs without understanding the value of the previous candle, but we are going to also test that as well. Okay, so we currently set the sell condition to -1, and then we call that those values here. All right, so you can see 1 for a buy condition and -1 for the sell condition. All right, so then we go to the buy entry function, which is in our trading conditions file, and you can see the buy entry condition here. All right, so this is a reusable method that we can always use whenever we want. Okay, so that's how the system works. We've currently built everything, and I'm just going to go over and then play it out for you so you can see how it runs. The further things we can do to this strategy might include adding a break-even function, adding a maximum trade time, maybe trade possibly when there is only volume in the market, and the rest of that. So we'll also be optimizing this expert advisor, as these values are also going to be on trading kernel stack. So please make sure to log into that platform. I'll be dropping the link in the description below so that you guys can log in and access these files as well. Okay, so let me just play this out for you here so you can see how the strategy works out. I'm going to be minimizing this. I'm going to make sure I minimize this a little bit here so that you can see the values very clearly. Okay, so you can see that this is a buy position. All right, so we are currently in a downtrend. This is a buy position, and we had a reversal detection here. We had our TP here. We also had our stop loss here. So let's just look at this value here. All right, so we hit our take profits, and the price even continued further upwards. So you can see that it takes very few trades, about 1 trade in 2 days. So it doesn't take as much trade as you have. So maybe in case you're trying to test out the system and you put it to your MT4 and it doesn't take trades instantly, you need to be aware of this. All right, so you can see we had a sell trade here. This is a sell trade here that we had here. We detected a reversal. I wouldn't say this is an uptrend. We had quite a break of structure here, but you can see that this is a sell trade here. All right, and the price went down further to hit our take profit. It hasn't hit that yet, but I think it will. Okay, so you can see hit our take profits here, and the price even went down further. All right, so you can see that this is a very simple strategy, and it works out. All right, that is to show you that anything could work out in the forex market. Forex market is a very random place where you need to generate your own rules and regulations in order to be profitable. Right, so I'm gonna play this out. Hopefully we have a trade that hits a loss as well. Okay, so you can see that this trade here hits a stop loss. You can see we had a buy trade here. The price went down, hovered across our losses, went back up here, and maybe we could have a break-even function here to trigger when the price gets up to probably 200 pips. You have to move our stop loss to break even so that we don't get to hit our loss. All right, So you can see we had a buy trade here. All right, we had a buy trade here. Price went down, and this price also hit our loss as well. All right, then reversed back up. Right, so guys, you can check out this strategy on Trading Kernel Stack. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be dropping it there so that you guys can download it and check it out. Maybe it could work for other pairs as well, but we haven't tested it for other pairs. We just did the test for Euro USD. Right, so guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Trading Kernel is a platform where you could purchase auto trading robots at a very cheap and affordable price. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at support@tradingkernel.com, or you can visit our website and call us directly. We also have a live support chat, and we have a new platform, fxmonster.com, where we hold our live meetings, our live seminars, and also our conferences. We also have our live series on YouTube here, where you can watch Forex robots as they trade live on the platform for, you know, prop firm evaluations, funded accounts, and the rest of that. So guys, I would see you in the next video. Bye for now.